All right, let's dive into Exodus chapter 8. This is a deep dive into a story of divine power, incredible human stubbornness, and this really fascinating repeating cycle of conflict. So, what's it all about? Well, the entire conflict kicks off with this one simple but incredibly powerful demand from God, delivered by Moses and Aaron straight to the Pharaoh of Egypt. It's this command that sets the stage for a relentless back and forth test of wills. What makes this chapter so gripping isn't just the plagues themselves, as dramatic as they are. It's the psychological drama that's built on this predictable, almost tragic, repeating pattern of behavior. And here's that pattern, right here. It's a four-stage cycle that just plays out over and over again. First, you've got the demand. Then comes the plague. After that, a desperate plea for help. And finally, the reversal, where the promise is broken the second the pressure is gone. Let's watch this thing in action. Okay, so the first time we see this cycle play out, it all starts with a plague of frogs. And listen, we're not talking about a few frogs croaking by the pond. The text describes a complete and total infestation. I mean, frogs were everywhere, in their houses, their bedrooms, even in their ovens and their bread dough. Can you imagine? It was just this overwhelming, inescapable nightmare. But here's a little twist. At this point, it looks like Pharaoh's power can actually match this. His own magicians managed to do the same thing, bringing up even more frogs with their enchantments. You've got to think that gave him a huge boost of confidence, right? Yeah, that confidence doesn't last very long. The sheer number of frogs just becomes way too much, and Pharaoh finally cracks. He calls in Moses and Aaron and just begs them, making this explicit promise. I'll let the people go, just get rid of these frogs. And just like that, the first cycle is complete. The second the pressure is off, the moment there's what the text calls respite, his heart hardens. He goes right back on his word. And this is the key point to keep in mind as we go. All right, but the next plague, this one changes everything. This is where we start to see the absolute limits of human power. So Aaron strikes the dust, and it turns into lice. Think about that. This isn't some far-off problem like frogs in the river. This is intensely personal. It's a torment, a swarm covering every single person and animal in all of Egypt. So naturally, Pharaoh turns to his magicians again, probably expecting them to pull off the same trick. But this time, nothing. They try, they use their enchantments, and for the very first time, they completely and utterly fail. And that failure leads to this absolutely stunning admission. They're defeated. They turn to Pharaoh and say, "This is the finger of God." I mean, wow, this is a huge turning point. It's not just that they're outmatched. The very spiritual authority that supports Pharaoh's rule is basically admitting in public that they're powerless. His own experts are telling him, "You're fighting something divine. You can't win this." But get this, even after his own experts tell him he's beaten, it's still not enough. Pharaoh's heart stays hard, so the conflict has to escalate again, and this time, with the plague of flies, something new and really significant is introduced. So with these flies, a really clear line gets drawn in the sand. All of Egypt is just overrun with these things, but the land of Goshen, where the Israelites are living, totally untouched. Not a single fly. So you see, this isn't just another plague anymore. It's a clear, miraculous sign of who's being protected. Pharaoh sees this clear division, and he switches tactics. He stops with a flat-out refusal and starts to negotiate. He's like, "Okay, fine, I'll let you go. Just, don't go too far." He's trying to give a little but still keep them on a leash. It's a total power play. But of course, even after Moses agrees and the flies are gone, what happens? The outcome is exactly the same. And this right here, this is the core theme of the whole chapter, this unbreakable cycle of stubbornness. Just think back for a second to the frogs. As soon as there was relief, what does the text say? He hardened his heart. And now look at what it says after the flies are gone. It's almost the exact same words. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also. That repetition is so intentional. It's painting a picture of a man who is totally trapped in a loop that he himself created, either unable or just unwilling to break out of it, no matter how much evidence is staring him in the face. So the chapter ends right back where it began. A demand is made, and it's refused. And that leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about. What does this relentless cycle really tell us about the nature of power, about pride, and about a will that simply refuses to bend, no matter what it costs?